So in this video, we're going to go from defining decimal to hexadecimal and back. Okay. So how is hard? This is actually very, very easy. Anybody can do this. Okay. So what we want to understand about hexadecimal previously is decimal 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? But what about the rest? I mean, because hexa means what? Hexa means 6, decimal means 10, so it's hexadecimal, means 16. What do you get our 16? Well, we just kind of write it out a little bit. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So here we have 16 numbers starting from 0, okay? So our number 10 is A, number 11 is B, number 12 is C, number 13 is D, number 14 is E, and number 15 is F. Okay, so any hexadecimal, make sure you have this down on a sheet of paper before you do it, right? We just don't want to, let me refocus this real quick, okay? So we just don't want to kind of, mess up the numbering, the letter system here, okay? So how do we start? Let's give an example, and we're just going to do this real quick, okay? So let's do the number 8 base 10. We'll do 8, we'll do, 8 base 10. Okay, let's do that. 8 base 10. And what do we get? All right, is equal to what base 16? We don't know, right? So we'll start with, okay, take the number 8, and we'll say 16 into 8 is what? 0, remainder 8, right? So that was easy. That wasn't very hard at all, right? So 0 remainder 8 is, it doesn't go anywhere because you have a 0. So our answer is 8 base 16. So 8 base 10 is really 8 base 16. Well, that's really easy, okay? That's straightforward. Okay, anybody can do that. So we'll go to the next example. Okay, what about 10? 10 base 10 is equal to what? Base 16. We'll take 16 divided by 10. I'm sorry, 10 divided by 16. You get, again, 0, right? It's going to be 0, 10, remainder 10. Okay? Well, what we do is says, oh, well, wait a minute. We have 10 base 16, but 10 is the letter A. So our answer is A base 16. So our answer, 10 base 10 is equal to A base 16. Okay? So let's do one more example. Let's do several examples so you get the hang of this. Okay, I'm doing easy ones because these things can get very time consuming. 16 base 10 is equal to what? Base 16. Okay. Now we're going to say what? Well, it's got to be 16, right? Well, no, it's a little different. And so you never want to jump the gun and guess. You always want to go through the process. Okay, so let's take 16 divided by 16. 16 to 16 is 0, remainder 1, remainder 0. Okay, so what do I do, right? So I will take 1 here because I really have to get a 0 on the top, okay, at the end of the day. So I take that 1 divided by 16, just like I did the decimal. I have 0, 0 here, and that's 1. Remainder 1. So what do I have? I go up, just like I did earlier with the decimal, and I have 10 base 16. Okay? In this example, 1016 here really converts to A. Okay? But this is not the same as this. They're not the same, okay? So understand that. This is simply remainder 10. Here we're going up, okay? So don't make this mistake, okay? Understand the difference. Make sure you always work it out. Don't jump to conclusions, right? Let's say one more problem. Let's say something like the number 32 to give you some practice. Okay, always use practice. Okay, so the number 32 base 10 is what base 16? So we'll take the number 32 divided by 16. What do we have? We have 2, 32, 0, remainder 0. We take 0 again, divided by 16. We get what? I'm sorry, not 0. Gosh, I'm very careless today. We take 2 divided by 16, we get 0, minus 0, we get 2, remainder 2. So our answer is 20 base 16. Okay, straightforward. Okay, what about the number? Let's try the number 30. You know, we could try that. Okay, see what happens with the number 30. Okay, so let's take the number 30, base 10, what is it in base 16? Okay, and we just simply do 30 divided by 16 is 1/16. We get 14. Okay, from 14 you have remainder 14. Here you again take 1 into 16, you get 0, minus 0, right, is 1, remainder 1. But the 14 is what? Okay, remember you can't have anything more than 9, right? So our 14 here, if you wrote this out, our 14 is E. So this is really E. So as we go up in this direction, our answer is 1E base 16. Okay, so now how do we convert back? Well, you know, it's pretty straightforward. We'll do 2 examples, and it's very simple. It's the same algorithm as previous, and we'll do 2 examples. The first example, we'll go from 20 base 16 back to our decimal. And the second example, we'll do 1, the E16 back to our decimal. Okay, so how do we do this? We will simply do the same way. We write a 0 and a 1 real quick. Okay, basically this corresponds to 16 to the 0. This corresponds to 16 to the first. So 2 times 16 to the first power plus 0 times 16 to the 0 power. So that's 2 times 16 to the first power is 2 times 16, which is 32. 0 times 16 to the first power, 16 to the first power is actually 1. So 0 times 1 is 0, and we answer with 32 base 10, which was our original answer. 32 base 10 converted to 20 base 16. Our 20 base 16 converts back to 32 base 10. Okay. If we do back to 1E again, we'll simply again rewrite the placeholder 0, 1, just like that. And we type in 1 times 16 to the first plus E times 16 to the 0. What do we do? Well, this is simply 1 times 16 plus E, which is, what is our E value? We have to go back to our sheet. E is 14. So 14 times 16 to the first is, 16 to the 0 is 1. Okay, so we have 16 plus 14, which is 30 base 10. So again, here our 30 base 10 is equal to 1E16. 1E16 is 30 base 10.